This freshwater stream, covered in dense, lush green foliage over its banks, is on a course to eventually meet the sea. But further upstream, the story is different as the vegetation gets more and more dense, creating the perfect habitat for one of nature's marvels, a large reptilian carnivore, an ambush predator, thought to have arisen 200 million years ago. Sajan Naik of the Wildlife Division of the South Goa Forest Department was informed of the discovery of unusually large eggs found at a nest site. Julio and Ben Hale, rescuers from the Margao Forest Department, sprung into action to investigate the unusual call. Even stranger was the news that the nest site had been destroyed by some animals. Upon reaching the site, they discovered a giant clutch of eggs that indeed had been not just raided by animals but also ravaged by ants. Upon careful inspection, Ben Hale concluded that 9 eggs were salvageable. 2 more eggs showed signs of severe physical damage. 1 more intact egg was found but unfortunately was deemed infertile. Sadly, whoever raided the nest destroyed 6 eggs, which could either have been a foraging mongoose or a curious pack of domestic dogs. Other than this, the residents seem to live without conflict, as is evident from the human habitation a few meters from this nest site, showing us that peaceful coexistence is indeed possible between one of nature's oldest living dinosaurs and a significantly younger species, human beings.
We found these eggs that were discarded. They were found by somebody, and there were these eggs that were damaged. And I was reading up about these crocodile eggs, and they said if any egg has any external damage, they have to be discarded. So I kept the good-looking eggs at one side. These were all rescued eggs, and the ones which I thought were damaged in a separate box. And I gave more attention to the good ones, which are still not hatched, but the ones which we thought were spoiled, which had a severe damage on them. They were like indented, they were cracked, they were oozing out. One of those eggs hatched, and today morning I was surprised. A small little critter, this little crocodile has been hatched just around 45 minutes back, and as I say that, I can still see the umbilical cord that has just been disconnected, and it's still going to digest a lot of egg matter that it has had when it was in the egg. It's going to take a while for him to settle down, absorb the sunlight, and maybe in a day or two he'll be fit to go back into the wild. But it's so amazing to have these prehistoric creatures, still living amongst us. And I'm really, really blessed and excited to witness a croc, a prehistoric animal, literally a dinosaur hatching from an egg.
The mugger crocodile species, or marsh crocodile, is native to freshwater habitats of the Indian subcontinent. Reaching a body length of up to 18 feet roughly, or weighing 450 kilos, they are amphibious, an ancient species that walks both on land and swims in water, preferring water bodies into which they can retreat. During the hot summer months, they may be forced to dig burrows when the temperature exceeds 38 degrees. Females dig holes in the riverbank to make nesting sites where they can lay their eggs. The sex of the hatchlings depends on the temperature during incubation. The hatchlings prey mainly on insects and small fish. Incubation is short, lasting 55 to 75 days. About half an hour before hatching, the intrepid baby crocodile starts to vocalize a pre-hatching call, which not only alerts the adult female, but also triggers nearby crocs to call from within their eggs. Upon hearing these calls, the female walks over to the nest and breaks the hardened mud open with her claws. In opening the nest, the female is inadvertently triggering hatching. The vibrations she causes with her movement and digging are strong signals which cause most eggs to hatch. Those eggs which don't hatch, she picks up in her jaws and gently crushes the shell, assisting the baby crocodile to leave the egg. Once the nest is open, she seizes several visible or calling crocodiles in her jaws and carries them down to the river, making several trips to collect the rest. Those which she misses make their own way into the water, finding their siblings through the use of contact calls, special vocalizations which keep baby crocodiles together and close to the watchful gaze of their mother, who can remain with them for several months. In the absence of the mother, and due to the unfortunate destruction of their nest, the rescuers from the South Goa Forest Department had to provide a suitable environment for the eggs to hatch, and did so successfully without any fatalities. Now that they have absorbed their yolk, had their first meal and are very active, they are ready to go back to where they were found, and hopefully an eager mother who awaits to hear them call. The captivating beauty of the landscape becomes even more mesmerizing when drenched in the deluge of the monsoon rains. After the anticipatory cloudburst, lakes and rivers overflow into fields with sparkling water cascades, creating a scenery that is hard to resist. A fresh carpet of green has a hypnotic calm as your ears fill with the soothing sounds of melodic frogs croaking and buzzing cicadas all around. The earth exudes a natural mustiness as the monsoon reminds us of new beginnings and the stirring of hope. Our undaunted crocodile hatchlings instinctively sense freedom around the corner as they are taken back to the very same spot they were found. In the first weeks of life, crocodiles eat insects, crustaceans, snails, small fish, frogs, and even tadpoles. The buzzing life all around is perfect to sustain them during these precarious first few weeks, as they too fall easy prey to eagles, monitor lizards, owls, large fish, and other predators. Though nature has created the perfect design, these baby crocs need to grow fast and prove that they are the ultimate survivors and top of the food chain in their habitat. They are gifted swimmers, catching the current and propelling themselves forward by swinging their powerful tails from side to side in a wave-like motion. They pause to explore their new home, a habitat that has been their birthright over many generations. Though they have inherited a design that has stood the test of time, they now face a new threat. Every little helping hand counts in their ongoing fight for survival in the face of human civilization.
So this is exactly where we had found the eggs, and they subsequently hatched. It took a lot of time and a lot of care, and finally it did hatch, and we got a chance to release all these 11 babies back together in the wild. It's a very beautiful place. It's the perfect habitat for crocodiles, muggles, and it's the best season in the rain. That's why they hatch now. There are a lot of frogs, there are a lot of small fish, and it's amazing. It's going to be a very adventurous life, but it's not going to be all easy. There are a lot of predators as well. Owls, kites, monitor lizards, other crocodiles. But I hope this one makes it through.
We are truly blessed to see them pass the torch on to the next generation, born free and living free.